We'll start off with basic ingredients: strawberries, yogurt, and 2 measuring cups, 1 for solid, 1 for liquid. I'll be using a smaller blender, but I suggest one like this. You'll also need a 1/4 cup of milk, which I've replaced with water. I used water just because it has less calories, but if you're looking for a smoother taste, I would suggest milk. Whole milk has the smoothest taste, but it's a little more calories and it's a little more thick. 1% has less calories, but it's also less thick, and it still has a smooth taste. Water doesn't really do much but the job itself, and it does have less calories. So if you're trying to be healthy but you want good taste, I would suggest 1%. Your next ingredient is a 1/4 cup of strawberries, which I'll teach you how to prepare later in the video. At this point, you should decide whether you want to freeze your strawberries to act as the ice, or use actual ice. If you choose strawberries, you should freeze them after you prepare the strawberries later in the video. And finally, the yogurt that I mentioned earlier. You should also prepare your strawberries, a straw, a knife, and a cutting board. Your first true step is to prepare the strawberries. You'll start by taking 1 strawberry and placing it flat on the cutting board. You need to completely destem the strawberry. So you'll take the straw and place it at the bottom of the strawberry, then push upward through the core until the stem is completely disconnected from the strawberry, as shown. Now you can begin cutting it into 4ths. Start in the middle and slice downward. Then do the same for each slice of strawberry until you have 4 even slices. Now, you can place your slices in the 4th cup with the other strawberries. With medium-sized strawberries, you should only need 2. Your next step is to take a half handful of ice, about 3 ice cubes, and place it inside the blender. It's important that you place this as the first thing in the blender because it creates a bottom layer on which the rest of the ingredients can lay upon. Step 3 is time to add your yogurt. I'm personally using Yoplait Greek strawberry and banana yogurt, but you can use any flavor that you feel is compatible with the type of smoothie that you're making. It's important to remember that you only need to add half of the cup of yogurt, because if you add more than half, the texture of the smoothie might be compromised. Remember, using Greek yogurt can increase the protein levels of your smoothie and make it slightly more healthy. Although, using Greek yogurt, as you may see in the video, can cause the texture to look a little bit off. The yogurt, if it's sitting on the counter, might seem like it's gone bad, but it hasn't, and I promise that the smoothie will still be 100% good once it's blended. Your next step is to add the strawberries and water, unless you're using milk, in which case you'll add that. Make sure all of the strawberries make it into the blender, otherwise the texture could be compromised. Also, make sure all of your water gets in there too, because the texture might become a little too thick if you don't have anything to mix it up. In order to prepare your blender to actually blend all of the ingredients, step 5 is to take the lid of the blender and place it firmly on top. Then to take the cord and place it firmly and securely into the outlet so that the blender can be fully functional once you use it. Step 6 is to blend the ingredients. When your blender is completely ready to start blending, you can press the pulse button. Using pulse creates a small pulse of grinding activity in order to create a more smooth and even finish. Now, if you don't have an amazing blender, you may need to stop periodically and move the ice manually with a spoon or your fingers, although I do suggest a spoon because it's safer. I didn't have to do this in my video because I do have a good blender and it was only a small amount of ice. It's time to enjoy in step 7. First, you'll need to take the lid off of your blender. Then, you'll need to take a cup from wherever you do keep them in your kitchen. Once you have your cup, you need to carefully pour the smoothie into the cup so that nothing spills and you get the optimal amount of smoothie for what you've made. It may be a little chunky, but that's just the ice that may have not been completely broken up. Now, enjoy your smoothie. The least fun of the steps, step 8 is to clean. But, although it may be unfun, it's an extremely important step because it provides a clean space for you to create your next smoothie.